Article 75 of the Constitution.
A very good report, and if you listen keenly, you will realize that this is the best report that has ever been brought to the floor of the House concerning the vetting of our officers. I also want to say, Honorable Speaker, that our governor's choice has never gone wrong. Because if you look at the person that she has brought before us today, you will all believe and accept that this was a very good choice, and Mr. Danish Onyango, who is brought before us today, has had previously worked as a CCM for roads, and we all know the work that is done, and that, in fact, that is one of the things that I think made the governor to bring him before us as a her deputy. If you look at, or if you listen to carefully to Whip reading the report, you will accept that the if you looked at his paraphernalia, you will accept that he qualifies for the position. If you look at the papers that he brought before us, and academically he's qualified. We looked at our standing orders and even the national legal issues. This was one person that was very much qualified. So, my colleagues, I believe that there is nothing that will bar us from bringing this person to the people of Homa Bay as their DG. Otherwise, I want to say that we have so many duties to go through, and I want to bring him and second the adoption of this report. Otherwise, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, honorable members. With that, now, I propose that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Appointments on its consideration of Mr. Dennis Otieno Onyango, nomination for appointment to the position of the Deputy Governor. So, the House is open. Honorable Waka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Dennis Onyango, based on our report as a member of appointment, he qualifies. Honorable Speaker, I have two issues to raise in relation to his appointment. And this I'll give us based on the experience I've also had. With the position of a deputy governor, Honorable Speaker, a deputy, when you've been given an opportunity to deputize, you are not that person. You are taking a responsibility to stand in for someone in matters related to the office in question. And this will definitely help us actually understand where we are coming from and where we are headed, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we've had issues with deputy governors in the entire country. Some of them believe that they are governors in absentia. But that is not the case. They are supposed to work diligently, harmoniously with the governor. And I believe Dennis Onyango will do this. He's qualified. He's been a humble man. He's been actually an individual that has exhibited skills of listening. And I believe at the end of the day, Danish will execute this diligently. Honorable Speaker, we are headed towards electioneering period. We needed someone that at the end of the day will definitely embrace and listen to Her Excellency, execute his high ideologies, and definitely also listen to our people. That is the electorate. And I believe that Dennis Onyango will be the right person to do this. In the absence of the governor, we will have a shoulder to lean on as politicians. In the absence of Her Excellency, I believe we'll also have a mobilizer. That person that can also be able to traverse all our 40 wards and listen to our electorates, probably answer their questions in the absence of Her Excellency. I strongly believe that the appointment committee has given us the best as a county assembly and in terms of report, and going forward, we are going to experience a good working relation with the said officer. I thank you. I support fully the adoption of this report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, from the outset, I want to commend the Committee on Appointments. And Honorable Speaker, I also want to thank God that after adopting and passing this report, Honorable Speaker will be having a substantive Deputy Governor assuming the office. Honorable Speaker, from the report, it is very evident that the Deputy Governor to be, Honorable Speaker, is qualified academically, a leadership experience. He has a lot of experience because he has worked in this county. He's still the CCM roads. At a point in time, he even acted CCM head. And there was a time he also acted for, I think, 1 year after the report, CCM agriculture. Mr. Dennis Onyango has a wealth of experience. From his papers, I can also see that he's done political science, Honorable Speaker. He also has a wealth on administration. Honorable Speaker, I want to wish him well, and I also want to thank the governor that the deputy governor is coming from Kabasekuru, where I come from. Honorable Speaker, deputy governor's position is for the 40 wards and 8 constituencies. It is my prayer and believe that Honorable Danish Onyango will continue humbling himself and listening to the people of Homa Bay and working for the people of Homa Bay. And also this assembly, Honorable Speaker, listening to representatives of the people. Though the time is short, and Honorable Danish has been given this appointment in a very tricky time when politics is on, and now it is about balancing administration and politics, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, former Deputy Governor and Her Excellency the Governor looked for votes. They were voted into the office. Honorable Speaker, there is nothing difficult like looking for votes to be voted, Honorable Speaker. It is not easy. And also, when you serve, Honorable Speaker, after serving, there are a lot of loopholes and challenges that the people, the electorate see in us, Honorable Speaker. So it is a challenging moment for Honorable Danish that is resuming this office, is assuming this office when, Honorable Speaker, we have political temperatures are very high. And Honorable Speaker, you realize that you must really be sober, humble, and up to the task 24/7. Because most of the time, our governor is multitasking, both national as the chair of the ODM, and also as the governor of Homa Bay. So together he must deliver, and Honorable Speaker, he must respect this house. Honorable Speaker, I want to say a number of times we pass these CCMs the way we are doing to Honorable DG, Deputy Governor, today. But Honorable Speaker, after doing that, we are very disappointed. We become others. Honorable Speaker, when you call, nobody responds to your call. Honorable Speaker, nobody wants to listen to your issues, yet you are also voted with the people so that, Honorable Speaker, we can air our views so that our issues can be listened to. It is my prayer that after passing Honorable Danish, he will continue being the man we've known so that, Honorable Speaker, he can help the governor in the 8 constituencies to serve the people of Homa Bay. Finally, Honorable Speaker, it is a request that all of us to support him and the governor so that, Honorable Speaker, now that we have William Wananchi and ODM, and also again the father of devolution, who used to hold the temperatures of politics, Honorable Speaker, is not there. Honorable Speaker, you realize that the whole country, including the Luo nation, Honorable Speaker, the political temperature is very high, plus Homa Bay. Honorable Speaker, it is very tough that you can even be snatched everything you have, your phone, everything with this youth, Honorable Speaker. So it is that bad. Politics is very at a high temper, Honorable Speaker, temperatures. And we wish Honorable Danish, after passing this assembly, adopting the report, that the good Lord will give him wisdom and strength and good health to support the governor, the cabinet, so that, Honorable Speaker, they can deliver the last financial year we will implement in this county as we face the election in 2027. Honorable Speaker, I support the adoption and I wish Honorable Danish all the best. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Now that I see so many people want to speak about this, so the next speaker from onset will be given 3 minutes, not more, not less. So, Honorable Rico Willie.
Well, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity for me also to contribute on the subject of the discussion. Honorable Speaker, from the onset, allow me to congratulate the committee for the report, a comprehensive report on the nominee. Honorable Speaker, I stand on this House today, Honorable Speaker, to say that I know the nominee very well, right from home, Honorable Speaker. He's a person of a very strong character, a dependable person, and I believe that from his academic records, from the experience that he has in various places where he has worked, Honorable Speaker, he is the best person to deputize High Excellency Governor Gladys Atuonia Ssemwanga. Your Excellency, Governor needed a dependable deputy, someone that Governor can rely on, someone that can help the Governor to achieve her manifesto, the Genoa Manifesto. And I believe that the nominee one, Honorable Danish Onyango, will really give that support, the needed support by the Governor to ensure that our people, the great people of Homa Bay County, get the needed services from the office of the Governor. Honorable Speaker, even where Honorable Dan Chinango has been serving as the CC member of roads, Honorable Speaker, he has shown that he is capable and is able, Honorable Speaker. So I want to say that he's a good man, and I know that he will really give the needed support to the Governor, and that support will ensure that we move and grow as a county. With those few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I support the adoption of this report, and thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Hamilton.
Shabash, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, ningependa kuunga mkono ripoti ambayo imeletwa mbele yetu. Wahenga unajua hawakukosea wakati mwingine waliposema kwamba chelewa utapata mwana wasiwasi. Hivi karibuni hivi jinsi ambavyo mambo yalikuwa yanaendelea, ungepata kama mwana si wetu tena. Lakini vile vile wakang'amua kwamba uvumilivu la mbivu, mabichi ni kwa wale walionakufa. Hatimaye tumepata naibu gavana ambaye ataendelea kuchapa kazi na kumsaidia gavana wetu. Mr. Speaker, wakati mwingine pia tunasema kwamba ganga za mganga mmoja na matumaini. Hapo awali una nyuso zingine ukiona nyuso zinaganda kama maziwa ya jana, lakini bila shaka tushapata gavana ambaye ana sura inayong'aa kama tuya ya nyota. Mimi ningefunga mkono na ningemtakia kila la heri. La mwisho la muhimu ni kwamba naibu gavana ambaye tunampa kazi leo, najua atapita katika nyumba hii, aendelee kusaidia gavana wetu ili sisi kama gatuzi la Homa Bay tuendelee kupaa, tuendelee kung'aa wakati ambapo tunaacha wale ambao watakia mema wakikung'aa. Asante Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. While you were speaking, I could see Billy was somehow worried. Honorable DS.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. First of all, let me take this opportunity to thank the Committee on Appointment and our wait for a well-read report. This is a very, very important report because it is a report which is concerned about the well-being of people of Homa Bay. I want to support the appointment of Honorable Dennis as the Deputy Governor of Homa Bay County. One is a citizen of Homa Bay County who was born and raised here, so that gives him opportunity to understand the Homa Bayans and their needs. And I believe if given this opportunity, is going to do it well in order to serve the people of Homa Bay. Two, Honorable Dennis is not a stranger to us. He's the CCM Roads, and he has done it so well. His department is one of the departments that has done so well. And Honorable Dennis is accessible. He has a listening ear even to honorable members. So I believe if given this opportunity, he will work closely with our able governor to ensure that the people of Homa Bay get good service. He has also met the thresholds of Chapter 6. He has not been convicted in court of law for any criminal case. And that shows that he's a good man and is somebody whom we can depend on. When he acted as the Minister for Agriculture last year.
Yes, 30 seconds. My time is up.
Last year, he brought quality seeds, and most of our people really appreciated it. For that reason, I support for his appointment. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Florence.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. From the onset, I would like to support the adoption of this report. Honorable Speaker, I want to join my colleagues.
Accepted, Honorable Sophie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Going by the mood of the House, I present understanding order number 91, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, I've keenly listened to honorable members' debate here. Everybody is rising in support, in support, in support. We can't wait even for too long, Mr. Speaker. This is ripe enough. If you allow me, Mr. Speaker, why don't we just call the mover such that we end up with this business and we go to the others. I want to call Honorable Sharon to second this. Honorable Speaker. Who is the second?
Based on the request by Honorable Sophie, I'm also reading the motion. Let me propose that we serve the debates and allow the mover. Thank you. May the mover move the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I want to thank you for the deliberations. And Honorable Speaker, I want to just inform the members that we adopt this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. Now allow me to put the question that this House adopts the report for the Committee on Appointment on its consideration of Mr. Dennis Otieno Onyango nomination for the appointment to the position of the Deputy Governor. Will as many of the similar opinions say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it. Next motion.
Thank you. Order number 9, motion. Report of the Committee on Appointments on its consideration of Mr. Isaac Victor Ongiri nomination for appointment to the position of CCM in charge of governance, administration, communication, and evolution.
Honorable Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to move the motion on the report of the committee. Forward. In exercise of powers conferred upon Her Excellency the Governor under Section 35 of the County Government Act 2012, Her Excellency submitted the name of Mr. Isaac Victor Ongiri to the County Assembly for vetting, approval, and subsequent appointment. This process is anchored in the oversight mandate of the County Assembly as provided under Article 185(3) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, as read together with Section 8 of the County Government Act 2012. Honorable Speaker, in discharge of this mandate, the Committee on Appointment was guided by the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and an elaborate statutory framework governing public appointments at the county level. The committee anchored its work on the principles of constitutional supremacy, rule of law, accountability, transparency, inclusivity, and ensuring that the vetting process not only complied with the letter of the law, but also upheld its spirit and underlying objectives. The Committee on Appointments faithfully adhered to the constitutional and statutory requirements on undertaking the approval hearing. This report therefore presents an accurate record of the committee's proceedings and deliberations during the vetting of Mr. Isaac Victor Ongiri, who was nominated for the appointment of the County Executive Committee member in charge of governance, administration, and devolution. Honorable Speaker, we acknowledge all the stakeholders who participated in the process, including the members of the public who submitted the memoranda, thereby reinforcing the principle of public participation, transparency, and accountability as enshrined in the Constitution. On the memorandum from Interface International CBO, among other stakeholders, the submissions raised a number of issues touching on both of the nomination process and suitability of the nominee appointments. One of the key concerns raised related to the constitutionality of the overall composition of the County Executive Committee, CC, particularly with respect to the compliance with the 2/3 gender rules as provided under Article 27(8), 81B, and 197(1) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. The concern was that the composition of the CC may potentially fall short of the constitutional requirement that not more than 2/3 of elective and appointive bodies shall be of the same gender. In consideration, the committee noted the memorandum did not meet the required threshold since it was not done under the oath, and the concern raised in the memorandum, while valid in the context of constitutional vigilance, did not meet the threshold of rightness for determination insofar as they were speculative, forward-looking, and not anchored on the demonstrated present violation of comparable immediate remedial and intervention within the confines of approval hearing. This report contains recommendations having carefully considered the nominees' questionnaire submitted pursuant to Section 7(9) of the Public Appointments Act 2017, the CVs, the oral and written submissions during the approval hearing, the memoranda received from the members of the public, and the applicable constitutional and statutory frameworks. Accordingly, the committee submits this report to the County Assembly for consideration and adoption. Honorable Speaker, on acknowledgement, I take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to all members of the committees on appointment for their unwavering commitment, diligence, and valuable contributions throughout the vetting process. Their insightful observations, objectivity, and adherence to the constitutional and statutory framework greatly enriched the deliberations and ensured the integrity of the committee's work. The committee further extends its gratitude to the Office of the Speaker and the Office of the Clerks, to the County Assembly of Homa Bay for the exemplary logistical and technical and administrative support according during the entire exercise. The seamless coordination and facilitation provided were instrumental in enabling the committee to effectively discharge its mandate within the prescribed timelines. Special recognition is accorded to the Committee of Secretariat and Committee Secretariat for their professionalism, competence, meticulous attention to the details in the organizing the approval hearings, documenting the proceedings, and preparation of this report. Their dedication and efficiency significantly contributed to the successful conclusion of the report. The committee also acknowledges all stakeholders who participated in the process, including the members of the public who submitted the memoranda, thereby reinforcing the principles of public participation, transparency, and accountability. On behalf of the Committee on Appointment and pursuant to the standing provision of Section 35 of the County Government Act 2012 and the Standing Order number 42, it is my honor and privilege to present to the Honorable House the report of the Committee on Appointment and the approval hearing of Mr. Isaac Victor Ongiri for the appointment as the County Executive Committee member in charge of governance, administration, communication, and devolution. Honorable Speaker, we have the preface members can go through. We have the committee membership, secretariat membership. We have the adoption list. Honorable Speaker, members can go through as well. On the background, Honorable Speaker, the legal framework, the committee anchored its work on the principle of constitutional supremacy, the rule of law, accountability, transparency, inclusivity, and meritocracy, ensuring that the vetting process not only complied with the letter of the law, but also upheld its spirit and underlying objectives. Constitutional framework, the legal foundation for the appointment of the members of the County Executive Committee is established under Article 179B of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which provides that the County Executive Committee member consists of members appointed by the county governor with the approval of the assembly from among persons who are not members of the county assembly. This provision creates a system of shared institutional responsibility where the governor exercises the power of nomination while the county assembly performs the critical oversight function of vetting and approval. This constitutional design ensures checks and balances in the exercise of execution authority at the county level. Further, Honorable Speaker, Article 185 provides that the County Assembly, while respecting the principles of the separation of power, may exercise oversight over the County Executive Committee and any other county executive organs. In this regard, Honorable Speaker, the vetting process serves as a key oversight mechanism through which the County Assembly safeguards public interest by ensuring that only competent and suitable individuals are appointed to their public office. Additionally, Article 10(2) binds all the state organs, the state officers, and public officers to national values and principles of governance, including patriotism, national unity, sharing and the devolution of power, the rule of law, democracy, and participation of the people. Honorable Speaker, these values inform not only the conduct of the approval hearings, but also substantive evaluation of the nominee, particularly in relation to the inclusivity, accountability, and public participation. Honorable Speaker, the County Government Act 2012, the committee was also guided by Section 35 of the County Government Act 2012, which provides the statutory framework for the nomination and appointment of county executive members. Section 35, Honorable Speaker, provides that governor shall, when nominating members of the executive, ensure that to the fullest extent possible, the composition of the executive committee reflects the community and cultural diversity of the county, and take into account the principles of affirmative action as provided for the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, this provision imposes substantive obligations on the governor to promote inclusivity and diversity. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we have the sections, Honorable Speaker, and Honorable Speaker, Section 35(3) sets out the qualifications of appointment as follows. A person may be appointed as a member of the County Assembly Executive if the person, 1, is a Kenyan citizen. 2, a holder of at least a first degree from university recognized in Kenya, satisfies the requirement of Chapter 6 of the Constitution, and D, has knowledge, experience, and distinguished career of not less than 5 years in a field relevant to the portfolio of the department to which the person is being appointed. These criteria establish a minimum competency and integrity threshold, ensuring that appointments are based on merit, professionalism, and ethical standards. Honorable Speaker, Section 335(4) provides that a member of the County Executive Committee shall not hold any other state or public office. These requirements safeguard against the conflict of interest and ensures the full-time commitment, Honorable Speaker. On public appointments, Act 2017, the committee shall further relied on the Public Appointments Assembly's Approval Act 2017, which provides for the procedural framework for the approval hearing, Honorable Speaker. Section 7(1) provides that an approval hearing shall focus on a candidate's academic credentials, professional training, and experience and personal. Honorable Speaker, on leadership and integrity framework, the committee placed significant emphasis on the integrity and ethical standards, standing on the nominee guided by Chapter 6 of the Constitution and the Leadership and Integrity Act 2012. On the role of the County Assembly and the committee, Section 8(1) of the County Government Act 2012 provides that the County Assembly shall vet and approve the nominee for the appointment of the county public offices as may be provided for in this Act or in other law, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on the constitutional principles and inclusivity and representation, the committee further took into account the broader constitutional requirement aimed at promoting the inclusive governance on the third gender principle, Article 27(8)(1)(b) and 197(1)(b), Section B, provides that not more than 2/3 of the members of the elective or appointive bodies shall be of the same gender. This principle is intended to address the historical gender imbalances and promote equitable presentation in public institutions, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in representation of diversity, the Constitution requires that public appointments reflect the diversity of the people, including minorities and marginalized groups. On leadership and integrity, Honorable Speaker, Chapter 6 of the Constitution provides that authority assigned to a state officer is a public trust to be exercised in a manner that A, is consistent with the purposes and objects of this Constitution, B, demonstrates respect for the people, C, brings honor to the nation and dignity to the office, and D, Honorable Speaker, promotes public confidence in the integrity of the office. This principle guided the committee in assessing whether the nominee inspired the public confidence and upholds the dignity of the office, Honorable Speaker. On notification, pursuant to standing provision of Section 6 of the Public Appointments Act 2017, as read together with Section 35 of the County Government Act 2012, Her Excellency the Governor formally submitted the Speaker of the County Assembly nomination of Mr. Isaac Victor Ongiri for appointment as the County Executive Committee member in charge of governance, administration, communication, and devolution. The submission of the nomination to the County Assembly constitutes a critical procedural steps in the appointment process as it formally involves Victor Ongiri for the appointment of the County Executive Committee member in charge of governance, administration and communication and devolution. Honorable Speaker, Section 7(1) of the Act provides that the relevant House shall, upon receipt of notification of nomination, notify the public of nomination and commencement of the approval. Subsequently, and in accordance with standing orders, the Speaker committed the name and the curricular vitae of the nominee to the Committee on Appointment for further consideration. Further, pursuant to Section 9(1), the Public Appointments Act 2017, the committee is required to conduct the approval hearing and submit its report to the County Assembly within 21 days, that is the sitting days, from the date in which the nomination is referred to it. On Speaker, on notification to the public, the Committee on Appointment was guided by the Constitution imperative of public participation as enshrined under Article 196(1)(b) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which provides that a county assembly shall facilitate public participation and involvement in the legislative and other business of the assembly and its committee. This provision underscores the centrality of public participation as a foundational principle of democratic governance and a key element in enhancing transparency, accountability, and legitimacy in public decision-making process. Honorable Speaker, in compliance with the foregoing constitutional and statutory provisions, the clerk of the County Assembly made a public notice to be published in a newspaper of national circulation on Friday, 20th March, inviting members of the public to submit the memoranda by the way of sworn written statements or sustainability or otherwise of Mr. Isaac Victor Ongiri for appointment as the County Executive Committee member. The notice specified the modalities of submissions, including requirements that all memoranda be received by the office of the clerk on or before the stipulated deadline. The advertisement further notified the general public that approval hearing for the nominee would be conducted on Thursday, 26th March 2026 at 11 a.m., thereby ensuring the compliance with the statutory requirement for adequate notice. On notification to the nominee was guided by Section 7(4) of the Public Appointments Act 2017, which provides that the clerk shall notify the candidate of the time and place for holding an approval hearing by notice in at least 2 newspapers of the national circulation. Pursuant to this provision, Honorable Speaker, the clerk of the County Assembly duly notified Mr. Isaac Victor Ongiri of the approval hearing through publication in the print media on Friday, 20th March 2026, and through formal written communication. Honorable Speaker, on submission of documents by the nominee in further of the approval process, the committee through the office of the clerk required the nominee to be complete and submit a comprehensive questionnaire in accordance with the first schedule to the Public Appointments Act 2017. The nominee was required to collect the questionnaire from the office of the clerk duly complete and in return it on or before Wednesday, 25th March 2026. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, the nominee was required to submit the copies of the documents enlisted. Honorable Speaker, we have certified copies of ID, updated curricular vitae. Honorable Speaker, the members can go through that. The requirement for submission of these documents are intended to enable the committee to verify the nominee's identity, academic and professional qualification, financial probity, and compliance with the integrity requirements as provided under Chapter 6 of the Constitution 2010 and relevant statutes. criteria of the approval, and issues of consideration. The committee was guided by Section 8 of the Public Appointments Act 2017, which sets out issues of consideration in respect with nomination as follows: the procedure used to arrive at the nominee, compliance with the Constitution and statutory requirements, the suitability of the nominee, having regard to the nominee's credentials, experience, and qualities in relation to the requirement of the office. Honorable Speaker, on Chapter 3, we have the memorandum from the public on suitability of the nominee. Pursuant to Standing Order 196, 1B of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, and Section 7.5 of the Public Appointments Act 2017, the committee facilitated public participation by inviting members of the public to submit their memoranda on suitability or otherwise to the nominee. The committee received a memoranda from Interface International CBO, among other stakeholders. The submission raised a number of issues touching on both the nomination process and suitability of the nominee for the appointment. One of the key concerns raised related to the constitutionality of the overall composition of the CEC, particularly with respect to compliance with the two-third general rule or principles as provided under Article 27, 8, and 81B and 197(1) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. The concern was that the composition of the CEC may potentially fall short of the constitutional requirement, and that not more than 2/3 of elective and appointive bodies shall be of the same gender. The committee took cognizance of the concerns raised by the Interface International and other stakeholders and noted that the adherence to the constitutional principles of gender equality, inclusivity, and representation is a mandatory requirement in all public appointments. The committee further observed that the compliance with the two-third gender principle is a constitutional obligation, binding both the appointing authority and the county assembly in discharge of their respective mandates in relation to approval of appointments. The memoranda received were duly considered during the approval hearing and formed part of the committee deliberation on the nominee's suitability. Analysis of the matters. 1. The committee was guided by the principle of timeliness in administrative and constitutional adjudication, noting that issues relating to structural compliance are to be addressed within the appropriate constitutional and institutional framework and are not grounds for disqualifying an otherwise qualified nominee at an individual approval hearing stage. 2, the principle that the constitutional compliance in respect of gender representation is assessed on the basis of the total composition of the appointive body as constituted and not in isolation of an individual nomination, particularly where the appointment under the consideration does not in itself alter the overall numerical compliance threshold. 3, the committee affirmed that the approval process is individualized in nature and anchored on the stability of the nominee rather than the collective cabinet arithmetic. That the issues raised therein were evaluated alongside all other material. Number 4, the committee was guided by the principle that the right of every qualified Kenyan to be considered for appointment to public office is constitutionally protected under Article 27, 47, and 232 of the Constitution, and that such right must be balanced against the institutional discretion and statutory criteria for suitability. Accordingly, while there is no absolute right to appointment, there exists a legitimate expectation of fair, lawful, and merit-based consideration. Number 5, the committee, however, observed that the current county executive committee structure comprises duly gazetted members occupying various portfolios within the cabinet of 12 members, and that the existing composition as presented and established by the appointing authority does not on its face disclose a breach of constitutional threshold, and under Article 27(8) and 197 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, admissibility of memorandum. 1. The Oath and Statutory Declaration Act, Section 710 of the Public Appointment Act 2017 provides that any person may, prior to the approval hearing and by written statement on oath, provide to the clerk with evidence contesting the suitability of a candidate to hold the office to which the candidate has been nominated. The memorandum in question was not commissioned as statutorily required. They are thus were documents and not affidavit as known in the law. 2, that having considered all the foregoing matters, the committee finds that the issues raised in the public memorandum do not disclose sufficient legal or factual grounds to warrant disqualification of the nominee. Honorable Speaker, on approval hearing, the committee held its sitting on 26th March 2026 to conduct the approval hearing of the nominee. The committee noted that the nominee had not notified the clerk of the county assembly of any intention to withdraw the approval. The committee further noted that it received one memorandum from the public and handwritten to the office of the clerk of the county assembly. The vetting hearing of Mr. Isaac Ongiri, nominee for the appointment as the county executive committee member in charge of governance, administration and communication devolution. The nominee, Mr. Victor Isaac Ongiri, appeared before the committee on Thursday, 26th March 2026 at 11:30 a.m. for the approval hearing. The vetting was conducted in accordance with the provisions of the oaths and statutory declarations. In compliance with the foregoing legal provisions, the nominee took an oath before the committee and was subsequently subjected to both oral interrogatory and responses to structured questionnaire designed to assess his suitability for the appointment of the office of the executive. The nominee response was summarized as follows. Honorable Speaker, members can see on the response to general questionnaire, pursuant to the first schedule of the Public Appointments Act 2017, the nominee was required to complete a structured questionnaire and respond to the inquiries relating to suitability of appointment. So here are the summaries, Honorable Speaker, of the responses. From citizenship date, Honorable Speaker, members can go that the nominee confirmed that he is a citizen of Kenya by birth, born 26th December 1979 in Kasipul Sub-County, Homa Bay County. He further confirmed that he does not hold the dual citizenship. We have the academic credential, Honorable Speaker, and for professional qualifications, members can go through. Honorable Speaker, we have matters professional membership. Members can go through, Honorable Speaker. We have the employment records and experience, and members can go through, Honorable Speaker. We have the Honors Award, where the nominee indicated that he was awarded the United Nations Foundation Press Fellowship, New York, which the committee noted as a recognition of professional excellence in journalism and communication. We have the report on integrity and compliance, Honorable Speaker. The nominee stated that he has never been charged in the court of law and has not been adversely mentioned in any investigative report by Parliament, a county assembly, or any commission of inquiry. The sources of income, Honorable Speaker, the nominee stated that his primary source of income is employment in the public service, and he estimated his net worth to approximately Kenya shillings 40 million. on potential conflict, Honorable Speaker, the nominee declared that he does not have any non-direct or indirect interest. On general and sector-specific responses, in response to the question on his suitability for the appointment of office of the County Executive Committee member in charge of governance, administration, and communication and evolution, the nominee made the following some of the listed representation, Honorable Speaker, and members can go from number 1, Honorable Speaker, to number 4. Honorable Speaker, on the committee observation and findings, having considered the nominees' written submissions, oral responses, supporting documents, and demeanor during the approval hearing, and the applicable constitutional and statutory framework, the committee made the following observations and findings. 1, that the approval process was conducted in strict conformity with the Constitution of Kenya 2010, the County Government Act 2012, and the provision of the Public Appointment Act 2017, and no procedural irregularity was established capable of impairing the integrity process. 2, that the right procedure was used to arrive at the nominee. 3, that the nominee meets the minimum constitutional and statutory requirements for the appointment to the office, including citizenship, academic qualification, integrity threshold, and relevant professional experience in governance, communication, and public administration. 4, that the nominee demonstrated sufficient understanding of the mandate of the docket, particularly in relation to governance, coordination, administrative oversight, communication strategy, and devolution management within a devolved system of government. 5, that the nominee possesses progressive and relevant experience in both the media sector and the county government administration, which the committee found directly applicable to the responsibilities of the office under consideration. Number 6, Honorable Speaker and honorable members, that the nominee demonstrated awareness of the constitutional values and principles under Article 10 and Article 232 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, including the transparency, accountability, responsiveness, and public participation in governance. 7, Honorable Speaker, that no adverse legal, procedural, or integrity-related impediment was established against the nominee capability of disqualifying her from appointment under Chapter 6 of the Constitution or applicable statutory provisions. Number 8, Honorable Speaker and honorable members, the committee duly considered the memorandum submitted by the members of the public, including Interface International CBO, and noted that the concerns raised regarding the constitutional compliance in respect to the composition of the County Executive Committee and application of the 2/3 gender principle and other matters. And number 9, Honorable Speaker, that having considered all the foregoing matters, the committee finds that the issues raised in the public memorandum do not disclose sufficient legal or factual grounds to warrant disqualification of the nominee. Honorable Speaker, on evaluation scores and assessment of the outcome, Honorable Speaker, members can see the table and go through the marks available and the marks that were awarded. Honorable Speaker, on overall assessment, the nominee attained average score of 83% out of 100, which the committee considered to be a strong indication of suitability for the office under consideration. Honorable Speaker, the committee observed that The nominee demonstrated commendable strength in work experience and academic preparation, coupled with adequate communication skills and satisfactory problem-solving ability. The overall performance reflected a high level of preparedness to undertake the responsibilities associated with office of the County Executive Committee member in charge of governance, administration, communication, and devolution. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On recommendation of the committee, having carefully considered the nominees' questionnaires submitted pursuant to Standing Order 7-9 of the public appointment, that is County Assembly's Approval Act 2017, this is curricula vitae, oral and written submissions during the approval hearings, the memorandum received from the members of the public, and the applicable constitutional and statutory framework, the committee makes the following recommendation: that this House approves Mr. Isaac Victor Ongiri as the County Executive Committee member in charge of governance, administration, communication, and devolution. Honorable Speaker, the committee prays that the Committee on Appointment prays that this Honorable House do adopt the report, Honorable Speaker. And I want to request Honorable Mono Florita Ondiek to second the adoption of this report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Whip. Honorable Speaker, I want to take this opportunity also again to thank you for giving me the opportunity. I want to thank the committee members. This is a committee that is composed of very few members, and the secretariat that helped in giving out this very good report. Colleagues, this Mr. Isaac, who has been brought before us today, whose report is before us today, proved his worth when he was being vetted. And he's one person who was very much composed, and legally he has not appeared before Thank you. Mr. Isaac Ongiri has not appeared before the court of law. That means that his integrity is worthwhile. I also want to say that this is one person who has previously served as the chief officer under the same department. And this makes me believe that he's going to perform even much better than we would think he would. Colleagues, I want to implore you to consider the approval of Mr. Isaac Ongiri, because if you listen very carefully to what the Honorable Whip has read, you will realize that he has got very good papers. He had even previously won an award on the same issue that inclines towards the papers that he has academically. So I want to implore on you people that we consider the choice of our governor to be the CCM who is in charge of governance and the rest of the issues that appear in that same department. Otherwise, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for giving us the chance to vet the very, very competent person. And in fact, you will agree with me because you are the chair of the committee when we were vetting Honorable or Mr. Isaac Ongiri. Otherwise, I want to ask my colleagues to, Second, the adoption of this report. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Now, members allow me to propose that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Appointment of its consideration of Mr. Isaac Victor Ongiri, nomination for appointment on the position of CCM in charge of governance, administration, communication, and devolution. The floor is open. Yes, Honorable Billy.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support the approval of Mr. Isaac Victor Ongiri as CCM for governance, not because we hail from the same area, but all of us, we all know that the nominee previously served as the chief officer in the same department. And I think during his tenure, he demonstrated competence, professionalism, and deep understanding of the department's mandate. Honorable Speaker, having said that, I think he has institutional memory and is well placed to move the department to higher level. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Billy. Looking at the House, there is no any other person who is ready to speak. So allow me to invite the mover to reply.
Thank you. And I want just to implore the House that we we do the adoption of this report. Thank you.
With that, honorable members, allow me to put the question. This House adopts the report of the Committee on Appointments of its consideration of Mr. Isaac Victor Ongiri, nomination for appointment to the position of CCM in charge of governance, administration, communication, and devolution. Will as many of the similar opinions say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it. Next motion.
Thank you. Order number 10, motion. Report of the Committee on Appointments on its consideration of Mr. Elijah Obindede, nomination for appointment to the position of CCM in charge of trade, industry, tourism, marketing, and cooperatives development.
On whip.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to move the motion of the report of the Committee on Appointment on nomination of Mr. Elijah Obindede for the position of County Executive Committee member in charge of trade, industry, tourism, marketing, and cooperative development. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I believe members have voted the report, and we'll just move it then. We have the list of abbreviation, preface. Honorable Speaker, the committee membership, members can peruse. Honorable Speaker, on acknowledgement, may I take this opportunity to thank all the members of the Committee on Appointment for their input and valuable contributions during the deliberations. The committee also takes this opportunity to thank the offices of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly of Homa Bay for logistical support accorded to aid during the exercise. We are also appreciative of the Secretariat attached to this committee for their effectiveness and efficiency throughout the entire exercise and preparation. On behalf of the Committee on Appointment and pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 42, it is my pleasure and duty to present to the Assembly the committee's report on the nomination of Mr. Elijah Obindede for the position of the County Executive Committee member for Trade, Industry, Tourism, Marketing, and Cooperative Development. Honorable Speaker, we have the adoption lists, Honorable Speaker, and then we have the introduction, where in exercise of powers conferred upon Her Excellency the Governor under Section 35 of the County Government Act 2012, Her Excellency duly submitted the County Assembly the name of Mr. Elijah Obindede for vetting and subsequent appointment as the County Executive Committee member in charge of trade, industry, tourism, marketing, and cooperative development. This submission was made in accordance with the oversight and approval mandate of the County Assembly as provided under Article 185(3) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and Section 8 of the County Government Act 2012, which obligate Assembly to scrutinize and approve nominees for the public office. Members can go through, we have on the notification of nomination, pursuant to provision of Section 6 of Public Appointment Approval Act 2017 as read together with Section 35 of the County Government Act 2012, Her Excellency the Governor forwarded the Speaker of the County Assembly the name of Mr. Elijah Obindede for the vetting and approval of the County Assembly on Monday, 16th March 2026, Honorable Speaker. The notification of the House and referral to the committee pursuant to Standing Order Section 7.1, the Public Appointments Act 2017 and Standing Order number 42, the Honorable Speaker reported to Committee on Appointments on 18th March 2026 that he had received the notification of nomination of Mr. Elijah Obindede for the position of CCM for Trade, Industry, Tourism, Marketing, and Cooperative Development. The Committee on Appointment was required to conduct the approval hearing, vetting, and reporting to the County Assembly within 21 days in accordance with the provision of Section 9.1 of Public Appointment Act 2017. Honorable Speaker, members can go and peruse. We have the notification of the public, where Article 96 of the Constitution 2010 requires the County Assembly to facilitate public participation and involvement in legislative and other businesses, including that of committees. In furtherance of this requirement, Section 7.5 of the Public Appointment Act 2017 mandates relevant committees to notify the public through at least one newspaper. Pursuant to this provision, Clerk of the County Assembly caused a notice to be published in the print media Friday, 20th March 2026, inviting members of the public to submit memoranda. The notice specified that such submissions were received or before Wednesday, 25th March 2026 at 5 p.m. The advertisement further informed the general public that approval of hearing for the nominee would be conducted on Thursday, 26th March 2026, commencing at 10 a.m. Honorable Speaker, on notification of the nominee, on Friday, 20th March, the Clerk of the County Assembly invited the nominee through the print media for the approval hearing in accordance with Section 7.4 of the Public Appointment Act 2017. We have the submission of the documents. The committee, through the office of the clerk, wrote a nominee to collect the questionnaire from the office as provided in the first schedule of the Public Appointment Act 2017 and submit it back duly filed by 25th March, Wednesday, 2026. And the nominee was required to submit the underlisted documents. Honorable Speaker, members can go through the criteria of the approval of hearing and issues of consideration. Section 8 of Public Appointment Act 2017 provides that the issues of consideration of the relevant House in relation to any nomination shall be: 1, the procedure used to arrive at the nominee, any constitutional or statutory requirement, and C, suitability of the nominee for the appointment of the proposed, having regard whether the nominee's credentials, abilities, experience, and qualities meet needs of the body on which the nomination is being made. Section 7.12 of the Public Appointment Acts 2017 provides that a candidate may at any time, by notice in writing addressed to the clerk, withdraw from the approval process and the candidate's nomination shall be thereon lapse. Legal guidelines, Honorable Speaker. We have Section 8(1) of the County Government Act, Section 7 of the Public Appointment Act, Honorable Speaker. Then we have the memorandum of objection. The committee was in receipt of the memorandum of interface in response to the notice and vetting approval hearing of nominee in the position of the executive committee member. In considering the memorandum, the committee addressed itself to key issues. First, whether the memorandum met the threshold prescribed in Section 710 of the Public Appointment Act 2017, and second, whether the content of the memorandum substantively contested the suitability of the nominee as required under the said provision. Upon thorough and comprehensive examination, the committee found that the memorandum did not meet the statutory threshold, and it was not submitted in form of a written statement on oath, that is the affidavit, to attest to the veracity of the allegations made. Further, the committee observed that the memorandum did not raise any substantive issues challenging the suitability of the nominee for the appointment. Accordingly, the committee dismissed the memorandum for failure to comply with the requirements of Section 710 of the Public Appointment Act 2017. Honorable Speaker, on vetting and approval of hearing of Mr. Elijah Obindede, Mr. Elijah appeared before the committee on Thursday, 26th March at 10 a.m. and was vetted under oath. The vetting process involved thorough examination of his eligibility, qualification, experience, integrity, and suitability of appointments as the CCM in charge of trade, industry, tourism, marketing, and cooperative development. He presented as follows. On citizenship and date of birth, the nominees are Kenyan citizen born on 27th November 1968 in Kaboch, North Kaboch Ward. They were sub-county, Homa Bay County. He confirmed that he does not hold any dual citizenship and satisfying constitutional requirement under Article 78(1) and 2. We have the academic and the professional qualifications members can go through. We have the professional training associations members can go through. We have the employment records and members can go through. Honorable Speaker and honorable members. Honorable Speaker, allow me to go on the committee observation on suitability of Mr. Elijah Obindede. The committee, having considered the nominees' duly completed questionnaire submitted pursuant to Section 7(9) of the Public Appointment Act 2017, is curricular vitae, and having heard his oral submissions during the approval hearings, makes the following observation regarding his suitability for the appointment of County Executive Committee member in charge of trade, industry, tourism, marketing, and cooperative development. That the nominee is eligible for appointment to a state office in accordance with Article 78(1) and 2 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and Section 35 of the County Government Act 2012, and he is a Kenyan citizen and does not hold dual citizenship. That the nominee is qualified for appointment as CCM and is a holder of a degree from a university recognized in Kenya. That the nominee satisfies the requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution on Leadership and Integrity, having obtained clearance from Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, Kenya Revenue Authority, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, Credit Reference Bureau, and High Education Loans Board. Honorable Speaker, that the nominee has knowledge, experience, and distinguished career of more than 5 years in the field of relevance to the department to which he is nominated for appointment. The committee assessed the nominees across the key parameters, and members can see the table. They can peruse. Honorable Speaker, we have the marks available, and average marks where the nominee attained 85.25 out of 100 marks, reflecting a commendable performance. The nominee demonstrated a strong work experience and relevant academic training alongside good understanding of the responsibilities of the position. Honorable Speaker, on recommendation, the committee, having considered the nominees of compliance with the requirements of Article 78(1) and 2 and Chapter 6 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 35 of the County Government Act 2012, Section 7(9) of the Public Appointments Act 2017, together with his demonstrated competence, experience, and overall score of 85.25 out of 100, the committee hereby recommends that the approval for the appointment of Mr. Elijah Obidede as a County Executive Committee member in charge of trade, industry, tourism, marketing, and cooperative development. And Honorable Speaker, on the prayer, the Committee on Appointment prays that this Honorable House do adopt this report. And I want to request Honorable Monoflorita Ondiek to second the adoption of this report. Thank you.
Proceed, Honorable Monoflorita Ondiek.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to second the adoption of this report following the report that has been read clearly by the majority whip. I want to implore my colleagues also to adopt this report because listening carefully to what has been read, the person that has been brought before us is really qualified and he met all the requirements that the vetting committee brought before him. Otherwise, I second the adoption of the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Whip and Honorable Monoflorita. Now allow me to propose that this House adopt the report of the Committee on Appointments on its consideration of Mr. Elijah Obidede nomination for appointment to the position of CECM in charge of trade, industry, tourism, marketing, and cooperative development. The floor is open. We start with Honorable Boas.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me first of all to thank the Committee of Appointment for the great work they have done in considering the 3 appointments. Honorable Speaker, allow me take this opportunity to support the appointment of Elijah Obidede as CC Trade. Honorable Speaker, again, it's also been important to note that Honorable Obidede comes from my ward, and not only that he comes from my ward, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Obidede is a cousin, and I am not supporting him because he's a cousin, but I'm supporting him because I have a responsibility as a representative of the great people of Homa Bay in this assembly, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Obidede's history is a clear indication that truly a man can come from nowhere to somewhere. History has it that so many years ago, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Obidede was just a trained teacher in a primary school called Gena and Kamenya, Honorable Speaker. He got himself a chance to be a teacher, employed. Then later on, Honorable Speaker, he got a chance to work in the banking sector, where he finally got himself to be a CEO of a very important SACCO, which is the Kenya Bankers SACCO, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, since Obindede joined the county as Chief Officer Cooperatives, we have seen what you have done, especially on the issue of the 1 million grant to all or to SACCOs across the 40 wards in the county, Honorable Speaker. On this, Honorable Speaker, later on we saw him rise, not rise, but went to be the Chief Officer Roads. And again, we saw what he did, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as a people of Kaboj, we support his appointment. And I really, on behalf of our people, we want to say thank you to the governor. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, I want to also join my colleague who once said during the consideration of the DG's position, Honorable Speaker, that it is important that these CECs that we get to vet in this assembly, Honorable Speaker, they must start respecting elected leaders, Honorable Speaker. We don't appear in this assembly, we don't appear in their offices on our own behalf, but we appear on behalf of the people that elect us and on the people of the great people of Homa Bay. Just picking a phone is very important, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I support and I thank all members for this consideration. Thank you.
Honorable David Dolo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this chance also to add my voice. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to, from the word go, support the adoption of this report. And I also want to commend my colleagues in the appointment committee for doing a splendid job, Mr. Speaker, sir, and the Secretariat. Mr. Speaker, I have very few remarks to make on this nominee. First of all, Mr. Speaker, I think Obindede's record speaks for itself, right from the banking sector, where he served for many years. He has also been given a lot of responsibility in this county. He served as a chief officer, cooperatives, and currently he serves as the chief officer, roads and transport. Mr. Speaker, I do not need to belabor so much on this because his record speaks for itself. Mr. Speaker, the only one thing which really caught my attention in this report and is attributed, is going to be one of the major responsibilities of this nominee, is under expectation and key priorities for the department. If you look at bullet number 2, that within 9 months he will fast track the completion, no, bullet 1, that within 12 months he will spearhead the development and modernization of at least key county markets and establish linkages between small-scale traders, financial institutions, and larger markets. Mr. Speaker, this, I think, is very important. In line with the bottom-up transformation agenda that is meant to put money into the pockets of our citizens, I believe, Mr. Speaker, this is a very important area that the new nominee, upon taking oath of office, must tackle with the urgency that is required. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Obindede's key undertaking here will be, first of all, ensuring that through cooperatives, because he will be working with even financial institutions, that our women and small-scale traders are properly funded to undertake small businesses, and this is an area which is very important to me because I champion the idea of ensuring that our women are properly resourced so that they can undertake various small-scale businesses that can bring income to families. The other thing that we will have to ensure in line with this is that there is proper training for the same small-scale traders, so that even as we embark on empowering them financially, they must use the finances that will be given to them in a responsible way and in a way that will really establish proper income to various families. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I think this was really an exercise which was long overdue. I really blame those who went to court to derail this noble exercise and really make the county lag behind unnecessarily. Mr. Speaker, I believe that these men and women, the men who have been proposed for the various jobs are up to the task, and I want to support the full adoption of this report. Thank you.
Honorable Waka. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise also to support the adoption of this report, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I just want to state the following. Honorable Speaker, unlike in the past, I am aware that we started today being a special sitting a little bit earlier today. But Honorable Speaker, this particular information of this special sitting, I believe, was circulated to the executive. And my expectation was that if they had a cabinet sitting today, but the respective department to whose ministers were being approved by this Honorable House ought to have been seated here actually to listen to the debating, just so that a number of information would have gone to them, because we have issues that we thought they were going to take into account as they assume the offices, these respective offices, more so the two ministers. That notwithstanding, allow me to say this, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, a trade as a department is forming, playing a very vital role in the development of our society. And I believe the person in question, Elijah, will be in a position to give a number of transformation in our trade department. Majority of our young leaders, young upcoming leaders, are looking forward to his stewardship. Honorable Speaker, I also believe that in the wisdom of Her Excellency, she knew that none other than Elijah had experience to help her achieve her agenda. And not only the Excellency's agenda, but also agenda of this Honorable House. While interacting with his papers, not only we were convinced that Elijah Obindede is more than qualified, more so to undertake the challenges more during this electioneering period. Honorable Speaker, I strongly believe that as Omabeyans, we are not going to be disappointed. My colleague mentioned the interaction between the honorable members and respective CCs in various docket. Honorable Speaker, I challenge us and this Honorable House that after, of course, adopting this report, we shall get an opportunity before they are sworn in, and even after they have been sworn in to the office, to share our challenges with those that were there before, so that we have seamless working relation with them. That would definitely allow us to scale up in terms of performance. Honorable Speaker, I want to sincerely plead with my colleagues that we adopt this report to allow our electorates also to enjoy the services of these individuals. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mover to reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, I want to thank you for the deliberations made upon the nominee. And I just want to implore you, new honorable members, that we adopt, that we support the adoption of this report. Thank you.
I once again thank you, honorable members, for your patience in this special sitting from the time we started to now being the tail end. Now allow me to put the question that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Appointments on its consideration of Mr. Elijah Obing Dede nomination for appointment to the position of CECM in charge of trade, industry, tourism, marketing, and cooperatives development. Will as many of the similar opinions say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 11, adjournment.
Thank you, honorable members. The House stands adjourned until the 4th day of August 2026, that is tomorrow, on Tuesday at 9:30.